We've been given 20 numbers here and we need to make a stem and leaf plot. So what I'm going to do is, first of all, I'm going to make the stem and leaf plot with single digits down the left-hand side, and then I'm going to make one where I divide the units into halves. So I'm going to start off just by ruling my line and by putting in my 0, 1, 2, 3, I think it goes up to 50 something, so I'll do 4 and 5. And as I tick each number off, what I will do is I'll just say there's 16 and I'll just put them in order. So if I do 16, 12, 8, 1, 26, 32, and you can see I'm not worried about the order in these individual lines going across here. I'm just worried about making sure I get all the numbers. Now I need to remember I've accidentally crossed off 11 there and I shouldn't have. I've gone all the way to 32. I'll keep going 15, 51, 29, and so on. Excuse me. So we're nearly done. 43, 31, 23, and 23. And what I can see now is I now have divided this up into all of my units. I should check that there are 20 numbers. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 20. Good. And now what I'm going to do is, for my final answer, I'm going to, of course, make it beautiful and neat. And then I'm going to put all these numbers in order. So if you do the first step using a pencil, this makes it much easier. And I might run into a bit of trouble here, but let's see how I negotiate around this. I've got 5, 5, 6, 9. Oops, no, I've run into trouble because I haven't spread these out as much as I need to. So I'm just going to take a little bit more time with my setting out here and do 1, 6, 8, a bit smaller. 1, 2, 5, 5, 6, 8, 9. And I'll explain why I'm worried about that in a second. As I put these numbers in line, 1, 2, 2, as well as I can using this little drawing pad. And there's my complete stem and leaf plot. Now, what I was worried about was that these vertical columns all line up, because I want to make sure I can still see the shape of my graph. So the shape of my graph would actually look like this, and because the tail goes to the positive, it's actually a positively skewed stem and leaf plot. Now if I want to do this again, but when I'm dividing the units into halves, then I need to do 0, oops, that's not working very well, let's try again. 0, 0, 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4. Now I'm not going to fit them all, but that's no excuse for you not to. And I'm going to start putting in all my numbers where they belong. The first columns, or the first rows, are between 0 and 4 inclusive, and the second ones are between 5 and 9 inclusive. So you've got to be careful where you place your numbers. And as I'm placing these here, the 51, I'm just going to ignore, because that makes it quite easy for me to fit them in. 45, 19, 11, 6 goes on the second one, 15 goes on the second one, 32 goes on the first of the 30s, and so on. And the reason why you might do this is because you might find that your data bunches up in one or two little areas, and it's much better to be able to see the shape, because remember we talk about the shape quite a lot. It's much easier to be able to see the shape. And there are all my numbers in there. So now that I've put them in there, I'm going to now do the proper stem and leaf plot. Let's see if I can even get the 50s in there. Setting it up. Look, those maths examiners would be proud. And then I can pull in my numbers and make sure they're all in line beautifully, or as beautiful as I can make them. Now, there's no excuse for being as messy as me here, except for you're not using one of these pads. Now, even although there's nothing in this 30 bit, I still have to leave it in there and I still have to make sure it's blank. So there are all my numbers in there. And really, to be correct, I should write a key of 5/1 equals 51 and make sure the person reading it can see that key. That's a critical part, and if you do that, the maths examiners will love you. And there you have a stem and leaf plot in single rows and divided into two.
If you found this video helpful, please subscribe or like. Thanks.